Lake Health Systems proudly presents an NKTelco sports production of high school varsity girls soccer action. We are here at Sidney High School where the Kettering Fairmont Firebirds take on the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Tonight's game is sponsored by American Trim, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, NKTelco, Frost Roofing, Hometown Opportunity, Mr. Bank, Fly Jam, Precision Strip, Truman Pharmacies, and Knoxville Supply. Welcome everyone here to Sidney High School for this former GWAC now. The conference obviously splitting off into the Miami Valley League. Battle between Kettering Fairmont and Sidney here. I'm Brandon Coberman, joined by Michael Hearn here for this battle here tonight on this lovely Monday night here in the Hive. And we look like we got a pretty good matchup here tonight, Mike.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. You think about it all those years, you think immediately you see these two teams. Oh, it's a GWAC. Oh, wait a minute. We're not going to be able to do that this time around. But still two very good teams, and it gives them an ability, too, to sort of get away from each other and try to make their own mark in their conference. As you look, Fairmont sitting kind of right in the middle of the American and the GWAC with one win. But Sidney, 3-1-1, right at the top of the valley in the MVL.
Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup that we got up here ahead for you soon, and we'll have it next for you here on NKTelco Sports.
Grand Lake Health, we offer urgent care services within Joint Township District Memorial Hospital. Upon arrival, each patient is greeted and healthcare professionals assess the level of care required. Urgent care services extend your access to quality health care, complete for non-life-threatening problems. Our state-of-the-art facility and host of diagnostic and treatment options allow you to receive the treatment you deserve in a timely and courteous way. Grand Lake Health Systems, the highest quality health care for you and your family.
American Trim's story started in 1951, and our long family legacy continues today. We are a third-generation family-owned business with locations in Sidney and Wapak, and we're hiring for manufacturing positions on first, second, and third shifts. Part-time and full-time positions are available for entry-level and skilled individuals. Please apply at www.amtrim.com or in person. American Trim is a proud sponsor of high school sports and our communities. Come be part of our story.
Back here at the Hive at Sidney High School here for this varsity girls soccer contest here. In here with the keys to the game presented to you by Keyhole Pizza on this Grand Lake Health production of NKTelco Sports. Here's Mr. Michael Hearn.
So you look at the keys for the visitors in Fairmont, and it's a couple of things that kind of go together. Stop Dillinger. Look at Michaela Dillinger on the year, 22 points. First in the Miami Valley League in goals, 10 goals and an assist. If you're able to stop her, you might be able to have a pretty good day. And about hurrying shots, it's kind of a play on words because Sidney's keeper and Michaela Hurry, 102 saves this year, but 19 goals allowed. She's got 5 games with 10 or more saves. But even in the Alter game, 23 shots that came at her, she was able to stop 17 of them. If you're able to continue to put shots on net, maybe you can force her to make a couple of mistakes. The keys on the other side for Sidney, it's about controlling the field, a little bit of the kind of the same thing, control the field and play your lanes. There's a lot of balance on Fairmont's offense. There's not really anybody numerically that sticks out in terms of goal scorers, but a lot of young ladies with 3 or 4, and they are able to get up and down as a group and force problems.
And tonight's starting lineups are renewed by American Trim. And looking for the Yellow Jackets, it's Katie Atwood, Allie Blatter, Megan Heckler, Lexi Brewer, Caitlin Burden, Michaela Dillinger, Jada McMillan, Kaya Vondenheuvel, Lauren Barker, Lainey Fair, and Michaela Hurry at goal. And we're now underway, and Sidney is in home black, which is kind of weird here, and Kettering in road white, I guess. It's kind of like college football a little bit.
Or what Olo High School is going to now. That's a new rule for this year, that you have the ability to be the dark-colored team at home.
Yeah, which I don't mind that. I think that's kind of cool.
Unless you've been able to do games for years, and all of a sudden everybody changes. You're used to looking for it.
And a foul there on Allison Bauman. It'll be a free kick for the Yellow Jackets. Work it back in the middle. The Firebirds will control it back to the Yellow Jackets. ahead to the main man, Dillinger. And weave our way through the defense. Back turned over to the Firebirds. Just a little back and forth. Each team trying to find their niche here early.
And it's always important, I always say the first 10 minutes or so, to try to figure out what you can do, win that battle in the trenches, and kind of establish your tempo.
And around controlled by the Firebirds. Back to the Yellow Jackets here. Go up ahead, it's Dillinger left wing. They're looking to get across, and she'll play it off. A number 8 Annie Ayers of Kettering Fairmont. It'll be a corner for Sydney here.
So Emma Fife in goal on the starting lineups, brought to you by American Trim for Fairmont. Sophia Rauchi, Millie Bishop, Julia Schlonginger, Annie Ayers, Kiera Erling, you've got to watch out for. A special mention pick at the G-Walk last year. Liesel Kanerchis, Annabelle Schoen, Carrie Donner, and Mia Howard.
And it will be number 18 Kaya Vandenheuvel with the corner. And she lets it fly, and it's going to fly over the Sydney offense, but they'll be able to regain it and reset.
It's like those birds we saw fly over a little bit ago.
Yeah, a little flock of geese here. It's starting to get a little colder here. About move south soon.
Look at it. It's a beautiful night. 71 degrees, 12 miles an hour out of the west-northwest. It's not a big night that it's going to play havoc with the ball. About 12 is about even. You know, you're not really going to have anything that's going to fly out of the way like we've seen early in the year.
Yeah, it's for sure a nice night. I know it was really hot the other night. I did Anna Botkins, and it was sweating like crazy up there. And they had to have hydration breaks every 20 minutes, so I don't think that'll be necessary tonight.
An 80-degree game on Saturday morning, too. It's just kind of Mother Nature hasn't figured it out yet, despite the fact that it's now the first day of fall.
That is true. Fall equinox finally kicking into play.
Sophia Grossman, also the last number I was looking for on those starting lineups, brought to you by American Trib for Fairmont. You see in the white.
And each team, the Yellow Jackets coming with a 5-5-1 record. They're coming off a loss to Springboro on September 21st. Lost 4-0. And the Kettering Fairmont Firebirds 3-4-2 with a win over Piqua with a win over Oakwood on September 16th.
You're half right. They beat Piqua too. Beat Piqua 9-0 on the 14th. Turned around and beat Oakwood 3-0 a week ago.
Free ball in the box. The attempted late kick there by number 10 Lexi Brewer goes wide, and it'll be a goal kick there for Fairmont.
That's another one that could have pretty much gone disastrous. You see as Fife puts the ball down for the goal kick. One of 3 goalies that have been used this year for Fairmont. O'Malley Quinlan has 54 saves on the year, but you've got Fife doing a good job. She's got 24.
And up ahead, the Firebirds finally getting some offense. It's number 4 Millie Bishop controlling it.
That's what I was talking about earlier on in our keys about playing your lanes.
And up ahead, number 13 Annabelle Schoen works it in the box.
That was nearly a handball.
Yeah, it was. I thought it might have been a handball, and Millie Bishop just kicks it out of the way, and it'll be a goal kick for the Yellow Jackets.
I think that was one of those ones that Laney Fair was lucky enough that she turned the opposite way.
And Vandenheuvel will try to work it up ahead. Vandenheuvel, one of the captains here for the Yellow Jackets. And Bishop up ahead, trying to work it up to number 10, Kiera Erling. Back up
Big
ahead.
strike.
Shown just wide right of Michaela Hurry. And it's not hard to spot her in the neon.
No, and it's not hard to spot her because she's a big striker too. You see that left-footed shot. 3 goals on the year, put 2 of them in against Piqua. And that was a game that they pretty much just controlled from the outset. A lot of shots. It's about a 5-to-1 ratio of shots in that game. And unfortunately for Piqua, they weren't able to get it going.
Bishop trying to work it on the right wing. It goes off to Sydney defender Laney Fair, and it'll be the first corner of the night for the Firebirds.
So both teams have been able to establish tempo so far. And again, over the years, it's been a good contest. Sydney 7-4-3 in the last 14 meetings.
Yeah, and former G-Walk members. As that ball gets kicked in the box.
Oh,
It just goes off the top of the post for number 17, Mia Howard. Howard, primarily a defender, a sophomore.
She's got 1 assist on the year. She's been able to get up, kind of add that big leg when things like that happen where her team's on the advantage. Nearly stuck one in.
Ball worked into the box. It rolls to Hurry.
And remember, that's what I said about our keys of the game was about hurry shots. About if you take enough shots, it's kind of, at least statistically, been shown that, you know, Hurry's going to have 1 or 2 go past her.
And we have throw in here at midfield for the Yellow Jackets. And we are 6.5 minutes in here, and no score here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard here.
There's not a lot of thinking going on right now. A lot of balls coming off noggins.
That is true. And the Firebirds working up ahead. Here working up ahead for Bishop. Bishop trying to weave through the defense. She'll get a shot that'll be corralled by Hurry. And the Jackets will try to reset their offense. And as you see the replay here just a bit ago, Bishop just wide. Probably would have went out anyway, but Hurry's trying to avoid the goal kick and get it back in.
That's a big discrepancy throughout the course of the year so far, is that Fairmont has been able to outshoot a lot of their opponents.
And yeah, you get shots on goals like you said. It's statistically proven that it's going to get past the goalkeeper sometime. And as the Yellow Jackets will kick it back into play, it'll go back into the track and go the way of the Firebirds.
It's kind of feast or famine the last handful of games for Fairmont. You go the 3-0 win for Oakwood, the 9-0 win against Piqua. Unfortunately for them, though, Centerville, we know who's obviously very good, beat them 8-0. Fairfield beat them 2-0 before the win over Wayne to stop the 0-2-2 start.
You talk about someone like Centerville. What isn't Centerville good at? Just pretty much
everything.
Yeah.
You get that many kids to choose from, though.
It's just an embarrassment of riches over there. Yearling will get it back over to Donaher, who will put it in the box. Be worked out by the Yellow Jackets.
It's pretty much Lauren Barker was about the only one that saw that for Sydney. That was an awkward play, too, because you set that up. Everybody's waiting for the big boot. You go for the little drop pass, and then one that is just obliterated up into the middle of traffic.
Sydney, having played defense, will finally get to move the ball up the field here. They're trying to look for Michaela Dillinger up ahead. And Dillinger weaving through. Trying to pass it ahead on the left wing for Heckler, excuse me. She works in the box. Go back out and then reset up to Dillinger, left wing. Working in the box and broken up, and the goalkeeper will wrap it up for the Firebirds.
I still always say that would make me the most nervous as the goalkeeper, is that anytime a player redirects a ball back to you,
yeah,
just for a split second, and not so much here because it's grass, but on a lot of turfs I've seen those balls play weird this year. So they fight down in the corner. Sophia Rauchi for Fairmont.
It'll go the way of the Jackets for a throw-in. A little bit back and forth, a little balanced possessions here so far. Not really one team taking control offensively over the other.
A couple of days short of a year ago, Sydney went to Fairmont last year, won 6-0, but you would look at how it's kind of a different composition for them, missing Elaine Weissemeyer, the program's all-time leading scorer, and you've got to kind of pick that up. They've got a handful of girls, Kai McMillan, who were first-team GWALK selections or second last year, just about continuing that, even though you've moved on from that league.
And yeah, it's interesting to see, them leagues go off in their own separate ways, as there's a good look in the box there for Bishop, but she will be called off sides.
Yeah, Millie trying to add to that goals. The 2 goals she got against Tip and Piqua. And for a split second, she comes by. She's not the biggest player on the pitch, but I'll tell you what, she gets up and down there in a hurry.
Bishop, another sophomore, pretty young team, looking up and down at this roster. I think I only see 2 seniors from what I saw.
Yeah, Fairmont's only got 1.
Yeah, Fairmont, yeah, 1. And that senior would be number 16, Kiera Thornton.
Yeah, you've got Megan Heckler for Sydney. And then a pair of classmates in Caitlin Burden and Kaya Vondenheuvel, and that's it. So only 4 seniors on the roster for either side.
And off the Sydney foul, off number 22, Lainey Fair, it'll be a free kick for Fairmont. And Fairmont will elect to have Carrie Donaher chip it in the box again and see if they can get something off this set piece. Donaher looking to let it fly. And the header just over the top.
I was trying to decide which one of the white jerseys it was right up in the front of the box, because that was just to throw your head at it and stand completely still and see what happens. It's the young lady checking out right now.
It's number 14, Allison Bauman, a forward/midfielder. She's a junior.
I think they didn't have the subset complete, as it's Sophia Griffith. You've got 2 different Sophias, 2 for Fairmont. Sophia Grossman, spelled S-O-P-H-I-A. Then you've got Sophia Griffith, which is S-O-F-I-Y-A-H.
Never saw Griffith spelled like that. Or sorry, Sophia Griffith.
It's one way to do it.
With the Y-A.
It's a phonetic sort of thing. But it's beautiful.
It's like spelling Brandon with an E.
It's beautiful here with the lights on, by the way.
It is.
It's the second time I've been to Sydney in the last couple of weeks. The other was for football across the way. You see in the background.
And that's a beautiful complex they got here. Hosts a lot of playoff games, usually for the MAC schools. Go mid-season, perfect destination. Either that or Pickwa's Alexander Stadium. One of those two, you can't go wrong.
Spent a lot of time in both.
You gotta love it. I tell you what, last time I was at Pickwa Alexander Stadium was the last time the Marion Local Flyers lost a playoff game that was not a state game, and I was in 5th grade, and I'm in my sophomore year of college.
They've been doing all right.
They've been just doing all right.
It's a trip up on the ball, but I love that Kai McMillan just kind of walked up on it and said, "This is going to be mine. I'm going to keep this." Substitution, bring back in Allie Blatter. And a quick sub on the other side, bring back in Millie Bishop.
And Bishop been the main focal point of emphasis for the offense, it looks like, for the Firebirds. That's been who they've been looking like they wanted to get the ball to. And obviously for Sydney, we've hit on Michaela Dillinger. 22 points this year, 10 goals.
She's the tied for the leading scorer in goals scored on the year. There's 3 players tied in the MVL. That's one way to make your debut in a new conference.
Fairmont racing up the left side and working up ahead, and the box is cleared out. And Fairmont will reset their offense. They're working in the box for Bishop, but it's knocked out. Fairmont again resets.
Wow. Not only do you not get the ball, you take a player with you.
You know, it's number 1, Katie Atwood, trying to go after it.
We'll switch out on that throw. Looks like Griffith down there to throw now.
And Griffith throws into the box. Off the set piece, cleared immediately by Sydney, back to the Firebirds. And it goes out off of Lainey Fair, and it'll be a corner. And kicking the corner will be, I don't know how you'd pronounce this, Kirchens? Lysell?
Pronounce it effective if she can get a goal here.
And Kirchens will kick it back into the box. It's a good look. And it'll just be kicked wide by number 5, Jules Frizal.
And you know, there's a couple of those too throughout the course of this last couple of minutes, kind of set up on each side where everybody, I can't tell if they're just kind of stub kicking it or if they're just misplaying it. Really, one led to that corner, and then the other, she just wasn't real sure on how to try to put that in. It's been a physical game so far too.
Yeah, it has been, and it hasn't been. It's been a lot of inadvertent contact too, and the rest are letting them play, which I like that in a soccer game to an extent. And
as long as it's clean.
That's going to go off of Donaher, and Sydney will have the throw in. It'll be number 14, Jada McMillan. Millen throwing it in. Dillinger trying to work in the box, cleared out, and set up by the Jackets. It'll be Vondenheuvel on the right wing looking to work it in the box. Vondenheuvel in the box to Dillinger.
Get Lauren Barker up there, too. It's a nice turn by McMillan again.
And McMillan up, trying to weave her way through the Kettering defense.
It's more effective than getting up 75 North right now.
Yeah.
She's got a better idea.
You know what happened on 75 North?
They said it was an accident.
They said that Kettering had a tough time getting up here. That's why we're having a little slow. We had a late start here tonight. It's supposed to be a 7:15 start after the JV contest, which the Firebirds took 5-0.
So a kick out of midfield. That's probably not how they wanted that to go. Just not able to turn on that ball was Griffith.
And 0-0 here. 16.5 minutes into this contest here on our Grand Lake Health presentation of NKTelco Sports. Here on our first
good lead
National Bank scoreboard. And Bishop up ahead, trying to break that deadlock. She's going to have a good look at it, but deflected off there by the Sidney defense.
Again, that's a hard ball. I thought it looked like an elbow maybe that redirected off of.
And I believe that was number 11, Caitlin Burton, that deflected a piece of that ball. That was a nice ball hit by Bishop, probably the best ball we saw all night. And Burton threw herself in front of there, and the senior defender.
Just kind of waiting on those substitutions as Ella Lamb comes in and is immediately told, hey, maybe you tuck your shirt in.
And right away the Firebirds cough it up. And here you look on our Winter Quality Meets replay here at Bishop's Look.
Again, you can determine for yourself, but I was looking at the field watching this live, and I thought maybe it might have hit her.
That was Lainey Fair, actually, not Kayla Burden that got in front of that.
They determined that it wouldn't have mattered anyways.
And Burden, speaking of the devil, will kick the ball back in. And the ball kicked back out of bounds. There'll be a throw in for Jada McMillan.
So you look at Sidney and Coach Kevin Dorado last year, 12-5, lost in the first round of the tournament, 1-0 to Miamisburg. Again, a much different year for them, the way that it's set up. They've already picked up 5 wins, and they sit right on top of the Valley Division.
I like how they call it the Miami Valley League, and they have a Miami and Valley Division, so very smart thinking there.
There's a lot of leagues that have done that the way that it's set up now with the, what is it, the Kenton Division in the other leagues. It's one way to do it. It's like the Atlantic and the Coast Conference divisions.
There you go.
This is that run I believe the Fairborn's been trying to pick up now. Or that Fairmont, rather, has been trying to pick up.
And Sophia Griffith on the left wing trying to work it in the box. So Sidney looking to clear it out. Now it's number 16, Kiera Thornton. Over up ahead to Persall. A couple Fairmont players touching in the box. They just can't really turn around and get a good shot on goal.
It's kind of the reversal of the thing I was talking about, the lanes. You have Sidney, and I said if they want to play the lane, be able to get in front, sort of slow Fairmont down. They've been able to do that for the most part. They've kind of let them have free reign from the middle out to the front of the box, but they close down once they get anywhere near the front half of the box. Both teams doing a super job defensively at different points in the pitch.
Ball trying to be worked in the box for Thornton, but Hurry will get to it and boot it away at about midfield. Pretty good boot there for her.
You got to feel like here Thornton's going to get frustrated maybe a little bit, and that can kind of work either way. It'll work in Sidney's favor if they're able to frustrate her, or maybe she gets that frustration, puts a boot into one, finds the back of the net.
Just depends how you use it, like you said. So Fairmont been controlling the offensive end for a while as number 3, Ella Lamb, takes kind of quite a distance of a shot out there.
I think that feels like a see if you're paying attention sort of shot. You get those ones every once in a while, maybe under the lights, get the goalkeeper looking the other way, they're blinded for a second. It's not what she did, but she tried to kind of heat check her.
Fairmont been controlling the ball better lately, probably about a 62-38%-ish controlled by the Firebirds here. Sidney defense holding tight here so far, and Thornton trying to go after it, but Hurry falls on it. It'll be directed back the way of the Jackets.
And I saw it a little bit, what I was just mentioning about getting Thornton a little frustrated. That happened during that last ball that just went through because she got mixed up with a defender and sort of hand checked her away after that ball was picked up by the keeper.
That ball's going to go off Thornton. So Kaya Vonnen, who will really weave her way through about 3-4 defenders there.
Lexi Brewer in on the sub, 1 goal, 3 assists for the freshman of the year.
Ball thrown in here on the pitch. And Sidney getting the most offensive touches they've had in a while, as the Firebirds have been controlling the ball a lot here lately. And coming up with out of the scrum will still be the Yellow Jackets. Now back control actually up to Thornton. She's gonna have a 2-on-4 here. Goes into the left wing, and it'll be cleared out there by Caitlin Burden.
She had Griffith trying to sneak up that backside, but with 2 defenders just near where she was dribbling, a little further out, she was not able to stop and get it to her.
Thrown here on the left side.
Wow, that ball hung up forever.
And it'll go out of bounds. And it will be a corner for the Firebirds. Their 3rd corner of the night.
They'll put Jules Pearsall out there to kick it. See Jules setting up with the wind kind of blowing in towards her. Didn't hurt that ball.
And beautiful ball kicked in the box. And it'll go right to Michaela Hurry.
And again, that's another one. That ball gets there because your defense put it there. That would make me nervous if I'm standing back there in that highlighter jersey.
Yeah, nearly a own goal there, but pops right in front of Hurry as number 13, Michaela Dillinger, comes back into the game. The offensive focal point for the Yellow Jackets.
Look back there at Michaela Hurry, the goalkeeper I talked about in the opening, and in our keys, 2nd team at GWalk a year ago. Stopped a lot of goals, but again, it's just the number. She's got a handful of shutouts all in the year, allowed 6 goals in that Alter game, but 5 games with more than 10 saves, and she's got that Alter game as the high this year with 17 shots. Maybe not the number you want. You don't want your goalkeeper under that much fire as 2 players collide.
That was Dillinger and that was Dillinger and Sophia Grossman.
Dillinger just popped right back up.
It was inadvertent contact, no flag or nothing, no whistle blown. And up ahead, worked up ahead, Dillinger will fall on it and boot it back out into space.
And again, Thornton, the senior, had to turn away from it for Fairmont.
Yeah, I think you need to kind of embrace the contact here. And Sidney will work it up ahead. It'll be Heckler. Up ahead, McMillan trying to beat the ball to the line, but can't quite get there. It'll be a throw in for the Firebirds.
Last handful of times these teams have won. Last time they were here 2 years ago, Sidney won 1-0. The last 5 times, actually, is 4-0-1 for Sidney in that span. 15 was weird. They actually met in the tournament. Didn't meet in the regular season in either 14 or 15. But they played twice in the tournament. Both times have been here. Both times have been won by Sidney.
So it's kind of rekindling an old GWalk rivalry here. And we've seen the GWalk go more south. You know, Lebanon's getting out of there, going back to their Cincinnati roots, kind of, so to speak. And be interesting just to see where the GWalk ends. You know, Trotwood's leaving out. Being kind of shown the door there. It'll be interesting to see how it ends up as the ball's worked up ahead and the Firebirds will take it back over.
I can tell you there are a lot of folks up north that would be happy if Trotwood added a handful of kids and went up to D2.
I'm sure, yeah.
There'd be a lot of happy people in Alglades County about that.
You are right about that up in St. Mary's Way.
Oh, Walpock too.
And Walpock too, yeah. Definitely been a thorn in both schools' sides for sure, coming the football playoffs.
It's a direction in traffic right now. Both teams really just kind of kicking the ball back and forth between 10 yards. Not able to get on a run.
Heckler working up to the left wing to Dillinger, and it'll be off of Mia Howard, and it'll be a corner for the Yellow Jackets, their second of the night.
It's their first in about 30 minutes, though. And it's been quite a while. They had one early on, and they haven't been down there. You said about 60-40 in terms of time that has been spent by Fairmont in the offensive zone. Vonenheuvel's got a good leg, though.
Yeah, she does. Vonenheuvel, the senior defender. She'll look to try to get Sydney on the board here. Vonenheuvel way underneath.
Wow.
That's a good leg, but just too much. Worked into the box here. And it went wide there for Laney Fair.
It's always the joke is I know that Sydney's got a very good football kicker, but if they need an extra one, there's a good leg right there.
Yeah, there you go.
The young lady that does the kicking already, though, has got she's got a pretty good leg.
Yeah, and you got a person that can kick the PAT in football. That's a huge advantage in high school.
So it looked like there'd be a short run there for Sydney.
And the flag pointing the way of the Firebirds here. 12:37 remaining in the first half. We're still deadlocked here at 0-0 here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Brandon Coderman along with Michael Hearn here on this Monday night here.
Millie Bishop had that one come off her foot, and as she looked ahead, she saw the official right in front of her and realized, even if I am able to get that, I'm going to be offside.
And Dillinger working up ahead. She's got free reign here. She goes from the left wing, and it's wide. Now, it was about the best looks that she was going to get of it. The defender was there to cut her off. So, fortunate for the Firebirds that they got back, and Annie Ayers was running full speed ahead to cut off Michaela Dillinger there.
It's a couple of times, I think, again, that as a defender, you probably get a little bit nervous because you see that number running away from you, dribbling that ball, and that's not the one you want in front of you because she can make things happen.
Ball booted back in, controlled by the Firebirds. We'll work it up ahead to Allison Bauman. Back up and controlled again by the Jackets. Try to get it up ahead. Dillinger tried to find McMillan. A little miscommunication, but just cleared out by Annie Ayers. And it'll be a throw-in. Right back McMillan. Working into the box. And Kettering will look to clear it, but it's going to Vonenheuvel. Vonenheuvel up ahead there in the middle to Lauren Barker. And kicked out and cleared by Fairmont as Sydney will recontrol their offensive set. And coughed up right away to Kettering Fairmont.
Kind of interested to see if this stays this way for about the next 11 minutes. You go into the half at 0-0, kind of momentum-wise, who you figure that this might favor, but what each coach would have to make as their adjustments for the second half.
And Bishop's got the ball in the box. No one with her. She's going to try to force a corner. And wait for the official
From my
call.
vantage point, she did.
And it looks like they're setting up there the fourth Kettering Fairmont corner of the night. Millie Bishop got it off the knee of the Sydney defender. And that'll be number 5, Jules Pearsall. And Pearsall it'll go over to Hella Lamb. And Lamb kicked that nowhere near.
I was going to say, I understand putting that back to the front of the box and everybody's kind of bent right in front of the goalkeeper, but Lamb just did not get a good charge into that like she wanted to.
And as the goal kick is kicked back to Michaela Hurry. Hurry will punt it away. And she boots it to...
Right back to Lamb.
Pretty good boot, yeah, but controlled by Lamb.
I said about the wind, about 12 miles an hour when we started. It's not anything that is bothering either one of these keepers when they kick it away.
No, not at all. That's Kettering. He looks here to force another corner. And it looks like they do. They're going to change up who's going to take the corner, too. It won't be Pearsall anymore. It looks like it's going to be Allison Bauman.
Bauman's got 4 assists and a goal on the year. It's a beautiful set up on a couple of those assists, but maybe put one right up towards the, I was going to say the middle.
We go out to Pearsall. She'll try to work it in the box.
Oh,
cleared out by Vondenheuvel. Up ahead. They're going to work it up to McMillan.
It wasn't a complete bicycle, it was just a tricycle.
And they're trying to work it up to Dillinger, but it was broken up there in the middle. Nicely done by Mia Howard. As the Jackets recontrol the ball. Howard making another nice play.
I think you're going to see the most aggressive next 5 minutes that you've seen in this contest, because nobody wants to go into the half with each side of that board saying 0-0.
I agree, as that ball rolls to Emma Fife, and the Kettering Firebirds avoid a goal-scoring attack there by the Yellow Jackets for the moment.
There have been 3 or 4 stabs at the ball where I don't know if it's as much of I'm going to be able to get this, or I just want you to think I am, so you leave me alone.
And here the Firebirds will recontrol at 8 minutes left in the first half. Deadlocked here at 0-0.
And I can hear not only the coaches across the way for Fairmont, but also the coaches on the near side, both behind the bus stop down there you see in the bottom of the picture and in the crowd. Everybody's always got a thought on what should work.
And again, the Firebirds in road white, the Jackets in home black. For anyone watching here, might be a little confused there on that.
I know I have been.
Yeah, when we were talking about before the game, I didn't notice that in the JV game until late in the game, until someone scored a goal. Yeah, it'll be a throw-in for the Sydney Yellow Jackets.
And I'm actually curious to know, because if that is an OHSAA thing or if that's the FHS that changed that for this year.
Ahead, Dillinger trying to work in the box for McMillan. We're working up ahead to Vondenheuvel. Vondenheuvel works it in the box and it's just wide. Good look on goal, just can't convert.
And that's the shame too, because if you get a look at this replay, she struck this well, just a little bit too far underneath it and lifted.
And Ali Blatter and JC Roach in the game now as we look on Where Quality Meets replay.
Just got just underneath it.
And yeah, probably the best shot on goal attempt that we saw all night. And through these nearly 33 and a half minutes of play.
And you're kind of at that point right now in the season too, where the tournament draws in about a week and a half. You're still in that point of trying to make some noise in your conference, show out who you are. That ball misplayed off the foot on that clearance. But you don't have a lot of time to sort of try to figure that, especially with younger teams right now. With both these teams, we talked about the 4 combined seniors.
Yeah, a lot of youth on both sides there, and both hovering around 500 records. So
Kushneris back into the game.
it's the Millie Bishop will go right wing. We'll kick it into the box, and we'll go out of play.
Yeah,
for a goal kick.
That new requirement, the home team shall wear dark jerseys and socks. The visiting team shall wear solid white and solid white socks.
There we go.
Again, why or what the necessity was for that, I'll never know. Scott's happy to find out about that in the truck.
McMillan trying to work it up ahead, and the offsides flag was up. I don't know about that one. Looking going for Lexi Brewer.
I think there are some folks downstairs that might agree with your non-agreement of that call, as now the officials will meet.
Yeah, I look up ahead. If I think they called it on Dillinger. Yeah, if they called it on Dillinger, fair enough. She was pretty far ahead there. If they called that one on Dillinger, I understand. I thought they called it on Lexi Brewer. I was looking at Brewer because that's where the ball was going. That's a good call by the official. But it looks like they may be giving Sydney a free kick. They might. They're going to call a drop ball here.
So now you're going to get even the other half not happy. Now, for people who maybe are tuning in, don't necessarily understand, explain why they gave him the drop ball.
And they gave him the drop ball, I guess, off the disagreement off the call. There, it's kind of like in volleyball when you have a play that's kind of close and overturned, and the officials can't come up and they put their thumbs up. So there's the kind of the explanation for that.
Kind of akin for basketball where you do a jump ball if you're unsure about what maybe a call is.
And up ahead, and it's cut off by Emma Fife. It was a good hit to Kaya McMillan.
Mark my word, the next ball that Kaya McMillan gets within about 8 yards of the goal, she's going to absolutely destroy it.
Yeah, I agree. She
because
looks.
She's got to be a little bit upset right now.
A long distance strike there by Allison Bauman.
Speaking of, that's what she tried to do. She said, I'll beat you to the punch.
It was about a 35-yard strike there.
I kind of a question if she hadn't been so far off to the right about how close that might have come. I think it would have sailed over, but
Sophia
would have been a lot closer.
Sophia Rauchi in the ball game for the Firebirds for Coach Greg Klein's squad. And Firebirds now controlling the ball. Sydney's really maintained possession here now. It's been very 50-50, very balanced. Now control by each squad in terms of possession. So one team can pull ahead. As we see, that is number 10, Lexi Brewer. She works up on the right wing, looking ahead, go ahead for Dillinger. And I believe they're going to call a corner kick, which is the third one for the Yellow Jackets tonight. Good job by Lexi Brewer to get that ball on the right wing and create the opportunity there and create that set piece there.
But you could see her face as she came back down on the screen. She's not happy about it. She thought she was going to be able to get around the corner, sort of break in.
Vandenheuvel will yet again, like you said, be able to boot it. Let's see if she can take some off.
Wind's kind of blowing into her face right now, too.
And it bows to the right.
That was my golf shot.
Yeah, same with me, too.
I play golf
I play golf, and I play it poorly, too. And it's worked up ahead. And it is number 13.
So there you go, back into the box and another just turn shot. Both teams have had about 5 shots on goal so far. Neither one have really been threatening. We've seen one of those.
And it'll be Bishop controlling it up ahead. Broken up by the Jackets to reset for the Firebirds.
This is coming up on the end of that 5 minutes I said would be played super aggressive here before the half. This is one of the better chances.
Yep.
But offside.
Yep, you can see the flag go up there right away as Sophia Rauchi just a little too anxious to go after it. And there's a struggle for control at midfield. It will be controlled by the Firebirds. Now broken up ahead to the Yellow Jackets. So we are here at 0-0 here at the Hive here at Sydney. Academy Fairmont working backwards to try to reset here. Dillinger working up ahead. She's working against 4 Firebirds, and she's working up ahead there and trying to find JC Rauch, trying to accompany her there. And breaking the action there.
People down below are not happy. They maybe felt there should have been a different call there.
And I think both teams get a little anxious there when nothing's been scored here through 40 minutes. Kind of want someone to break through here. Ahead, Vandenheuvel makes a nice move in the middle. Looking ahead for Dillinger. She's going to have potentially a good shot here. She gets it past, and it's going to be cleared by the Firebird defense. She had the goalie beat. Just didn't get it quite past the defender up there.
Shout out to the defense for the extra help there, too.
And that was number 11, Lisa Kushners. I don't know how I'm probably butchering that really bad.
He takes Twitter hate mail. I think it's at Scott Robinson, I believe. Oh, at Scott E. Robinson, my fault.
And there's going to be a corner, but it looks like there's not going to be enough time to get it off, and that will bring us to the halftime break. And we are knotted up here at 0-0 each here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. We'll head a commercial and come back here with the first half stats here on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
Hey Botkins, I'm Brett Gershner with NKTelco, and we are here for you and to help you operate your business network.
Hey Anna, I'm John Boyd with NKTelco. We are here for you to expand our fiber network, which means faster internet speeds for you.
Hey Sydney, I'm Pat Thomas with NKTelco, and we are here for you for all your customer service needs.
Hey Fort Laramie, I'm Nick Garrett with NKTelco, and we are here for you with Hometown Pride.
Back in this Grand Lake Health presentation of NKTelco Sports here between Kettering Fairmont and Sydney girls soccer. We are deadlocked here at 0 at the half, and here with halftime stats, here's Mr. Michael Hearn.
Yeah, and you know, you look at the first half, and there's a lot of things that are pretty much the same. You see the stats right there. The best I could figure, 7-6. The way these shots have gone, you ask 20 people to score this game, they'll come up with a lot of different ways. But it's been about the same. Shots on goal are the same. Corner kicks. Fairmont had a 4-0 lead in that category at one point, and pretty well clean game. A couple of fouls, kind of incidental things that were called that people didn't agree with, but a lot of kind of good and bad things on both sides. Scoreboard, probably the most important though, still 0-0.
Yeah, sitting here at the 0-0 deadlock, and I mean, not a lot of great shots on goals here for either side, and it's just kind of been a defensive battle. And there's really not much you can say about that first half, just other than it was a defensive battle.
Yeah, each team has really had just 1 or 2 run-outs where they've been able to do something, but, you know, see how the second half goes. What was the adjustment at the half for each team?
Yeah, and that's going to fall on the coaches. How do they get their teams to adjust here as the teams switch sides here on the field? And looking up ahead for each team, the teams are, and
yeah, you got a couple of games. You get Northmont for Fairmont and then Troy for Sydney.
And we'd like to thank our sponsors tonight here: Grand Lake Health Systems, American Trim, First National Bank, Winners Meats, NKTelco, Frost Roofing, Hometown Opportunity, Mr. Bank, Fly Gem, Precision Strip, Schwiedemann Pharmacy, Knoxville Supply. Keys to the game are brought to you by Keyhole Pizza, Replay Winners Meats, Player of the Game NKTelco, and the Scoreboard First National Bank Think First. As we kick off the second half here, Mike.
And first 10 minutes of the first half was interesting. Not really anything that either team was able to do stuck out. They were both able to shut down the lanes like I talked about on the keys of the game. But I believe you're going to see the tempo continue to pick up as this final 40 minutes comes off the clock.
Do you think them switching sides and kind of having a different perspective on things is going to affect much at all?
I don't really think it's that, because, I mean, again, they've been playing pretty much the same 10 yards of midfield for about the last 5 or so minutes, but maybe it's just a superstition thing. Maybe, Sidney being home, maybe they like to shoot at this goal heading towards the south more than they like the north.
Kaya McMillan trying to work on a Fairmont defender, working the box there for Dillinger, and it's wide and it'll be a goal kick. And as Emma Fife will kick it into oblivion here, and boom, there it goes, and up ahead and controlled by the Firebirds. They'll go up ahead on the left wing, up ahead to Rauchi, back up ahead, worked by the Yellow Jackets. And Brewer works at right wing. A nice look on goal there for number 26, Kaya McMillan.
I will say, though, that we talked about this before even the JV game got over. You look at this game statistically, it's a lot of kind of like halftime with our stats where nothing sticks out necessarily. It's a lot of the same on both sides, but, I thought this would be a close game. I really kind of think you could see this. Either they'll go on a flurry and it'll end something like 4-3, or this will very much end up in a 1-0 game. Just one mistake.
Yeah, and that's what both teams got to avoid. It's kind of like a pitching duel here a little bit.
Just can't talk about both teams throwing a no-hitter right now.
Yeah, pretty much. And worked up ahead. That was Pearsall, who could have had a full boot on it, but she kind of kicked it at about 45% there. I was in the hands of Michaela Hurry. She'll hit it up into the middle of the field. That's quite a leg that Hurry's got.
It's one of those things that you look at, too, and I've noticed it a handful of times where you are only getting maybe a third of a second to where you're going to have to make a decision on how you want to kick it. Sometimes, and there have been 4 or 5 missed kicks, kind of because the defense is closing in so quickly.
And here it comes. The attack for the Firebirds. Schoen will work it in the middle, right in the hands of Michaela Hurry. She'll bounce it, go right up ahead to Lauren Barker.
See, and those are the hard ones because that didn't really have, the traditional shot on goal sort of thing. And she wasn't able to get all of it.
And right away, the Jackets will work themselves up on the field on another throw-in. We worked up ahead to Dillinger, up ahead to Barker. Kicked away, battle for control. Ahead by the Firebirds. They go up ahead, it'll be Annabelle Schoen. She goes left wing. She might have a good shot on goal. She's looking for the cross. Broken up here, the Firebirds reset. And it'll be Rauchi. She works it in the middle. Looking for Bishop. Cleared away by the Jackets.
Kind of goes back to what I was saying. You get that rush that comes at you you're not used to, where you're able to set yourself and put that one on net. She had to stop and make a completely different decision, and as such, it ended up costing the opportunity to get that ball.
Ahead Vaughn and Hubel.
Good juggle there, though, by the way.
Yeah,
for Annie Ayers.
Very true. Vaughn and Hubel. We're going to have Barker playing back and forth here. Vaughn and Hubel weaving through the defense. Just trying to work it in the middle for Dillinger. It's going to be a nice look on goal there for number 10, Lexi Brewer, but she doesn't decide to shoot. Just a little too late there. But Brewer making a nice play, hustling and breaking up Kettering offense there for a moment. Credit Lexi Brewer. She didn't shoot there, but she comes back and breaks up the play.
She got nailed for that foul call, too, and she immediately was in her own team's bench with her hands out. Why? Well, how is that on me?
And now free kick for the Jackets. A little past half field, about 45 yards from their own goal. And Vonnen, who's got a tremendous leg, will let it fly. In the box. Cleared out by the Firebirds. Oh, collision at midfield. Officials will let him play on. Firebirds working up the right side. Up ahead, and there's the offsides flag. That was clear as day there, Annabelle Schoen. Way offside. And you were nodding your head. I could see Mike right there ahead. And I agree with that call.
Yeah, and it's those that, you know, if I can see, not knowing the intricacy of every rule, but just being able to see that one from about 50 yards away, there's a good chance the guy right in front caught that one pretty easily.
Yeah, I've done baseball officiating, I've done basketball officiating, but never done soccer officiating. But if I can see it clear as day, I'm sure it was a good call.
I don't know I didn't see what the conversation was. I was watching the official that had raised the flag for the offside. There was a conversation with the official you see there. I don't know if this was a substitution thing or what, but he had a long conversation with a lady from each side.
34 minutes remaining here in the second half. We are still deadlocked at 0.
I don't think that anybody got a card. He had his hands up.
Schoen will work it up ahead to Rauchi. And Sidney will redirect it back up to Rauchi. Rauchi battling with the Sidney defender. And it's off Rauchi. Should be a Sidney throw-in. Katie Atwood will throw it in. Atwood, a junior and defensive specialist.
She did a good job of putting herself in a position there where it was either kind of going to be sideline or bust for the offense. They weren't going to be able to get inside of her, and she ultimately got her team the ball back.
Fairmont will work it up ahead, working up by the Jackets. Back to Fairmont.
Good lead by Pearsall off the inside of her right foot.
Lexi Brewer up to Molly Bishop. Sidney looking to clear it away. And Jules Pearsall will kick it up in the air. It'll be a goal kick there. And yet again, letting Caitlin Burden going to kick it up ahead.
And bring back in Kaya Vondenheuvel for Sidney, who's been over there at the bus stop for a couple of minutes. And maybe this is, you know, just kind of a thing. I said it's not that warm, but, you know, coming in bursts and to be able to 64 degrees, it's dropped considerably since the start. But if you allow your players, as that was cleared nearly into the goal, and the bender on that shot, not a surprise to see Dillinger have a shot at it, but another bullet dodged.
And you see the replay here. Just got up ahead. Fortunate there that a Fairmont defender got there, and on the second attempt, if Heckler would have been a few steps closer diagonally, could have shot and headed in there.
And or Dillinger tried to bend that one in herself as Millie Bishop on the run the other way now.
Try to work it ahead, and there it is. And the 0-0 tie is snapped by Millie Bishop. And it's 1-0 here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard here. On a shot with 31 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the ball game. You can see Bishop just run ahead, as you see on our Winter Quality Meets replay, clearly onside. And you could tell that that offensive set there had something that no other offensive set has had.
Well, and if you could see really the start of it coming from the opposite side after that miss in the goal kick, you would see that that was really set up from the goal kick out towards the middle, a couple of quick passes, and then just the flat-out speed of Millie Bishop for her third goal of the year.
And Millie Bishop, a goal here with 31 minutes and 45 seconds remaining.
Now remember, I said that could be the difference.
Yep.
Then again.
Ball up ahead, but it will clearly go in the hands of Fife. And Kettering Fairmont looking now to add on a lead, as we were deadlocked there for so long. It's been a good defensive battle for both sides. As you said earlier, it could be one mistake that could cost either team this game. And that could be the mistake right there.
And Bishop tried that earlier on in the first half. There was a play that we ended up doing the replay on where she got from about midfield, just inside of the outside of the circle, to the goal, and nearly had the same thing happen. Now, ultimately, that one got kicked out by Sidney and came with a corner, but just flat-out speed, and you get it out to her, and you just watch her run.
I'm sure Coach Klein, Greg Klein there, reliever that the Firebirds got up ahead there and got finally a good look, and just credit on Millie Bishop's part. I mean, she sprinted and hustled after that ball. There were a couple Sydney defenders. It looked like they were just kind of lollygag there to try to get it to Michaela Hurry. And she put that shot on target and breaks the 0-0 tie here. Half hour left in the game. 1-0. Kettering Fairmont here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
And the thing is, that half an hour on the board, there is a lot of things that could happen in the next 29:50. It's a line drive throw in.
And we cleared out. City going to reset their offensive attack. Ball's worked in the box, and Fife will jump on it. Fife, a sophomore, getting the shutout here so far for the Firebirds. You know, we talked about some famous Kettering Fairmont alumni earlier there. And you got a couple interesting ones there, Mike?
Yeah, we talked about people from Kettering, kind of a Kettering proper sort of thing. Of course, you got the Paxson brothers that are responsible for so many people being tormented, the NBA. John Paxson, the executive VP of the Bulls. But I know a favorite in the truck. Mine is Brooklyn Decker, by the way, but favorite in the truck, Nancy Cartwright. Of course, the voice of Bart Simpson. We differed on that one.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah, I think the most famous Kettering Fairmont alum is the guy working the truck tonight, Scott Robinson. But I don't know. He might be.
It's a lot of contact there. A lot of people from Kettering not happy right now. Yeah, there's always some argument about that. See what happens here with just under 28 minutes now. Let's see, they walk off a couple of different times. Sydney waiting to put a leg into it. Wow, what a strike. Off one bounce and a high save.
And Fife had to really get after that. And she saves a goal kick.
That's
and we'll reset.
40-plus yards out on the bounce. I said earlier on, we were talking about Zakiya Vondenheuvel and the leg that she's got. That is exactly what happened there.
And another Kettering Fairmont alum, Chris Rolfe, graduated in 2000, played for the University of Dayton Flyers, went to the MLS, played for the Chicago Fire and the Columbus Crew there. So for any Kettering Fairmont soccer fans, it's another interesting alum since we're on the topic of soccer here tonight.
J.C. Roach and Allie Blatter back in for Sydney. Yeah, and thankfully the black and the gold staying in Columbus and hopefully doing pretty well.
Yeah, and it's good. You really see that rivalry they've got there with Cincinnati FC. That looks like it is going to be one intense rivalry for years to come. I don't follow MLS too intensely, but I could see, and I kind of might have to pick my allegiance. Do I want to go with Columbus or Cincinnati? I don't know. I'm a Reds fan.
Probably lose half your friends one way or the other.
I'm a Reds fan. I'm a Bengals fan, and it's unfortunate for the both, I guess, in the past couple
How's
years.
that going?
It's not going well. That's why I said it's been about unfortunate, but and a Xavier fan too, so it's just maybe it's the Cincinnati in me. I don't know. But maybe I'll have to pick an allegiance here soon. And I'm a Buckeyes fan, so there's my Columbus allegiance and the Blue Jackets. I don't follow NHL too intensely, but I just home for Ohio, I guess.
Well, you got to pick one, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's what's cool, though, is about you get to see the growth of the game here in the state of Ohio now with two big MLS teams. And at Fairmont trying to add to their lead.
And there's an offside flag right away there. Number 13, Annabelle Schoen. You could clearly see she was offside. She was getting in position to cross it into the box. She was not in position to get a goal there. But
well, I've always said that, you know, one of the hardest things to do is to kick a sideways ball straight. But one of the second things I would imagine is to have the amount of speed that these girls have today and then be able to figure out, all right, I'm going to need to slow up here a little bit. Oh, and I need to try to kick the ball somewhere. That's multitasking at its finest.
Right up ahead, here comes
Thornton again.
Here Thornton, and she's got a nice shot on goal, but stopped by Michaela Hurry. And Michaela Hurry with a nice save to keep the goal separation within 1. Keep the Jackets in striking distance to at least tie up the ball game here.
Hurry's got 4 shutouts this year. 8 stops against Stebbins in a 2-0 win. And then the tie against Butler where she stopped a pair of shots. 15 against Miamisburg in a 1-0 win. That sort of avenging last year and trying to keep that here.
Good look on goal, and there's the offsides flag. Clearly up there on Thornton. Actually, excuse me, that was Sophia Griffith. And that was clear as day there on the offsides call there.
Just what's weird is you look at Hurry, and I know I went back to this from earlier on, but 102 saves, 84% she's stopping for the 4 shutouts. The last one came in that win over Xenia where she stopped 8 shots. But, you know, at times her defense has not been her friend. Tonight they have been. Just one ball that was ripped by Millie Bishop on a ball that she just took off on. But outside of that, she's done a good job.
Yeah, kind of a breakdown in the lapse in the Sydney defense. And that's cleared away there by Caitlin Burton. And Fairmont will have a throw in here with 23:37 remaining here in the second half. 1-0 Kettering Fairmont. Firebird lead here over the Sydney Yellow Jackets on this Grand Lake Health presentation of NKTelco Sports. Ball bombed into the middle. Burton will clear it as Rauchi will go after it. And miscommunication, but the Firebirds fortunate for them to get back control of it. And there's very aggressive play there by Vonnen, who will nothing called there for them. Up ahead to Michaela Dillinger. And the flag will point the way of the Firebirds.
Well, now Dillinger either thought that there was going to be somebody there out behind her to her right, or she was going to be able to kick that off a Fairmont player. Because here, look at this replay, and I don't know that that was, this would be the dump necessarily that they wanted. There's the contact you were talking about.
Yeah, and that's...
Right there's...
Yeah.
They're probably going to get you for that.
Yeah. Vonnen, who has to be pretty fortunate she didn't get carded for that or anything.
That's a nice judo throw.
It is.
Hip toss. They'd be pretty happy about that in the WWE world.
Right up ahead, Rauchi overplayed on the cross. It's going to be controlled in the corner, actually. I believe they're going to call
Okay, said it went across the back line.
Yep. And Burton.
It hung on there for a second.
Burton will boot it away. Here controlled by the Jackets.
Good header.
But there's 4 Kettering Fairmont defenders. Dillinger gonna have to weave her way around.
She's so fast, she's outrunning her cleats.
She is, and she gets a nice shot on goal, and it's in! Michaela Dillinger weaves her way through the defense, and we're knotted back up here at 1 with 21:47 remaining here in the second half. And both teams finally get on the board here, and we're tied at 1.
Dillinger with their 11th goal of the year. She's tops in the league. This is a strike, though. Watch her work for this. A little bit of separation, just lifts one over the keeper's hands and into the back of the goal.
And what's so impressive about that, Mike, was she weaved her way through about 4 defenders there, and she was able to angle the ball up over Emma Fife, who was overplaying off the line there a bit. And, you know, Fife, who's been holding the line there for 60 minutes, pretty much, kind of finally made a mistake. So even talking about one mistake could be the difference. And it's been,
I also said it could quickly turn into a scoring binge.
Yeah, it could. And you're right. For the amount of soccer you watch, I mean, you see it all the time.
That is, that's impressive. Did not score in that Springboro game to Dillinger, but she's got a pair of hat tricks this year. 5-0 win against Xenia. She had a handful of shots to get there, but 3 against Piqua as well. So if she gets going, and I said going back to the play before that, where she tried to lead down there, she's seeing the field exceptionally well right now.
And back up here, Millie Bishop and Michaela Dillinger, goals for their respective squads. As now this game getting physical. Ball worked in the box. And fired up ahead. It's Bauman. And booted back out. The Firebirds reset the defense, or the offense, excuse me. And that ball kicked wide. And Sophia Griffith not able to catch up with it.
And you know, the other thing about that is for Sidney is the fact that they have nearly, in the first 20 minutes of the second half, as many shots as they took the entire first half. And they've been able to really turn that into better shots. And a lot of that is because of the play of both Dillinger and Lexi Brewer.
Yeah, they've been able to get it up the field. They've been able to play a little faster, so when they're playing faster, more shots on goal. And that Michaela Dillinger goal coming just 2 seconds off of being 10 minutes apart from the first goal of the...
That's what that Little John song's about, right?
Yeah.
It's about soccer. Pretty sure.
I
have to have it translated for me.
And up ahead, you're going to see Griffith go after it. Should be up on the left wing. Reset it out. It'll be booted away here by the Jackets. Work up ahead, Brewer looking to get after it. It'll be broken up there by the Firebirds.
Remember that play. Remember what Mia Howard just did, because it is very apparent to me there's a good possibility she just saved at least a shot on goal.
Yeah, I agree there.
That ball being played between Brewer and Dillinger, if they get behind her, there was only one player even in that vicinity of the next 40 yards. It's those little kind of things you don't think about, the nuts and bolts sort of plays throughout the course of the game. That one's big. And again, credit Mia Howard for being able to stop it.
Ball's worked up ahead here by the Firebirds. Ball deflects off a Jacket defender.
Took a long roll back, too.
Oh, got it, glide across the right out of bounds line. And Hurry will fall upon it. I'm waiting to see what the call is here.
He got a card. Somebody got a card. I didn't see who he pointed at.
I didn't see who he pointed to either. And
would imagine it was whoever the offensive player was that went over top of the goalkeeper.
It was kind of inadvertent contact, I thought, but we're going to look on our Winter Quality Meets replay here. Kind of shoved into the back there.
Yeah, I feel like you're probably not allowed to do that.
Yeah, probably not.
See if we can see when she turns around.
And that would be number 14, Allison Bauman.
Bauman's been aggressive.
For sure. And she, we'll assume, is the one that gets the card there.
That, or that's the worst case of being pushed over somebody and get nailed for it I've ever seen.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like cow tipping there.
It's never been successful for me. Cow always moves.
And we got a substitution in here. Vanden Hubel and Lauren Barker into the ball game, who've been instrumental tonight in the Sydney attack. Tied up here 1-1 with 17:37 remaining in the second half here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Brendan Coberman along with Michael Hearn here on this beautiful Monday night and this cross old GWAC matchup now with the MVL and the GWAC. Sydney being in the Miami Valley League. And them other teams, Greenville, Tip City, Troy, Piqua, among others, Vandalia Butler. Fairmont staying in the GWAC. Now the old 20 team league defunct.
Again, that's kind of different. I think you're going to see a lot more super leagues here coming up.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is always what the GWAC was designed to be, too.
Yeah, that was created, what, around the turn of the century?
It's been a while.
You know, you look at some leagues defuncting. Look, the Cross County Conference is going to defunct here, and there'll be a new league formed with Lehman, Northridge, and Riverside, Covington.
Well, it's crazy to see Jules Pearsall out on the substitution for Annabelle Schoen. But it's crazy because in the old days, it used to just be when they set up teams, it was who had teams. Then, you know, you get the invention of the car and everything, and it becomes where can we get to in a relatively short period of time. Now it's kind of a little different. You can get anywhere.
Yeah, you can get anywhere, and social media and teams are getting to talk about each other out on, as we see.
It's Dillinger again.
On the right wing, people always promoting, and with social media and AAU, I feel like is a mix in any sport, or just like outside of your high school team. You know, people get to know each other and they want to go up and play together, or you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's made sports a lot different. No, it's highly competitive right now. Should be an interesting run.
And the box cleared out by Sydney. Who can't catch up to it, and Fairmont reset their attack. They go up ahead. And it'll be Rauchi left wing. Rauchi looking to snap the 1-1 tie. And she goes looking for the cross, looking to force a corner. It goes out of bounds. About a quarter of an hour to play left.
She just kind of got caught. Everything was driven to her left. There was nothing on the right side. Nobody really go back to the keys of the game and talk about filling the lanes. Sydney has done that kind of masterfully defensively at times to be able to shut things down. There was nobody there to help out.
Broke up ahead. Barker looking to challenge. And Schoen gets ahead. And the ball flies right to Michaela Hurry. Hurry doing a nice job tonight there behind the net. And while they're broken up by Rauchi, it'll be a throw-in for Sydney. And we'd like to thank our sponsors here again tonight. They are Grand Lake Health, American Trim, First National Bank, Winners Meats, NKTelco, Frost Roofing, Hometown Opportunity, Minster Bank, Ply Gem, Precision Strip, Schwiegerman Pharmacy, New Knoxville Supply. Keys of the game brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. The replays are brought to you by Winners Meats. Player of the game, which Michael and I will select later, is brought to you by NKTelco. And our scoreboard, First National Bank, think first. And you can catch these replays on Channel 3 or in HD on 503 on NKTelco. As we see the ball worked up ahead here. And Hurry will corral it and kick it up ahead for the Firebird offense to reset. You can catch it at September 24th at 6 p.m. and Wednesday, September 25th at 8 p.m. And also, you can check it out on our Facebook page too, at nktelco.com. The archives of all the replays we got. As the Firebird offense, Rauchi sneaks behind the defensive line, but she'll be called for offsides. And I thought she had a chance there, but
I think she thought she had a chance too.
I know I didn't see a flag, so I thought Rauchi was gonna have a good look on goal, but immediately called back. Up ahead, Fairmont's been controlling the ball ever since that goal there by Michaela Dillinger with 21:47 remaining. She booted that ball in to tie it. Millie Bishop, the goal for Fairmont, 31:45 remaining in the second half.
It's amazing though too, we've reached that point where we only have one more girls soccer game coming up. We've got boys soccer tomorrow with Lehman and Botkins, but Ottawa Glandorf at Wapakoneta the early part of October, the Tuesday after the draw. So it'll be interesting to see. The Titans fell to Shawnee today. Wapakoneta has had a couple of really close games lately. Excited to get back to Ryan Field for that one. It's going to be a lot of teams who are a lot different by the time that draw comes out.
Calic McMillan battling for the ball, looking to give Sydney their first lead of the night. And it'll be a throw-in for the Jackets. And this is where it gets to be a little bit of crunch time here. Just kind of creeping up here under 10 minutes. You know you're tied into this ball game. You don't really want to draw. You want to come out with a result.
It's also where you kind of go on the things that you feel like you've done well And, you know, any opportunity you get to stop and sort of take a look at that. As that ball headed back out, fans thought maybe there was a chance there. It was going to be a shot on goal, but, you know, don't make those mistakes you've been doing earlier. And I'm sure the coaches are screaming from the side about what they're doing.
Ball in the box needs to be cleared out by Fairmont.
Ooh, that's a shove.
It's going to be battled around here. Fairmont working it quickly up the field, darting up ahead for it. And it'll be a throw in right in front of the Kettering Fairmont bench, right in front of Coach Greg Klein.
So Annabelle Schoen got a shove from Kai McMillan. She just used it to turn and run away. It's been a good battle, though, too. Those two have interacted a handful of times throughout the course of this one. Is blasted with it, was shown. Worst part about it, you get kicked that hard, it goes off of you, and the other team gets the ball.
Yeah.
Good throw.
Let's see if Dillinger can battle for the ball. Sorry, that's McMillan. Kicked out ahead. Fairmont will kick it out and force a Sidney throw-in.
Dillinger did have it for a second. That's the scary part over there for the gals in the white jerseys. As I would imagine for the next 10.5 minutes, there's a concerted effort to try to keep the ball remotely not in her region.
You saw Dillinger on that as the throw-in's corralled by Emma Fife.
You don't get that all the time. A throw-in that bounces all the way to the keeper.
And that's the thing. You saw Dillinger. She took on 4 Fairmont defenders. Just weaved around him, no problem.
Toast.
Just like Fiorucci did there.
Hats off to Brewer for staying with that, because when she got beat going right and coming back, she could have given up on that play, but I haven't seen her give up on any plays yet in this ball game.
1-1 tie here. Under 10 minutes to go. You're going to see the aggressiveness start picking up. And Vandenheuvel about 30 yards away. Tries to kick it in the box. Cleared away immediately by the Firebirds.
I don't know if she just didn't get her legs set the way she wanted to. Since another shove. Was it Barker? That didn't make a lot of the folks pretty happy, but aggressiveness, like I said, is picked up. Also keep in mind, on the other side, Kiera Thornton's about to come back in for Fairmont. She's got that big leg and has been looking to strike one for a while. She's been over there on the bench for a couple of minutes, so she's probably pretty fresh.
Ball attempted to be worked in the box. It'll be up ahead. It'll be Sophia Griffith. She's working up ahead. She's looking to have numbers. She's kicking up ahead to Bishop. Bishop has a good shot on goal, and it dinks off the post. Fortunate for the Yellow Jackets as they'll just clear it away.
Wait till you see this replay. Wow.
And Millie Bishop looking to get her second goal. Just chipped it over Michaela Hurry's head. Dinked off the post. As we look at our winner quality replay here, Mike.
Watch the bounces to get to that point, and then, ugh. You can see hands up in the air. Sophia Griffith thought maybe they had that one.
That was a nice move by Griffith to work it up to Bishop. Bishop's just been in the right place at the right times tonight.
Don't think that's by accident.
Worked up ahead for Rouchy. She looks to head it. The Sidney defense will clear it as the fields have flipped. We're still tied up here at 1-1. Millie Bishop and Michaela Dillinger with goals for each of their squads.
Can I really think there's going to be an effort to get back to Thornton here?
All be cleared out and set up by the Fairmont defense, or offense.
This is dangerous.
And Dillinger getting it past.
This is
Keeper, an open goal, and it just goes wide right. The keeper came out of her position. Roll of the dice there with 7.5 minutes remaining. Michaela Dillinger almost broke that tie. But the ball just didn't have the right angle.
And you see the replay. Watch the end of this. Watch Kai McMillan. See, she goes into overdrive right about here. Watch her pick her speed up in the bottom half of the screen. Just not able to hit the turbo.
Yeah, she was able to hit that so-called turbo. Man, that would have been a pretty easy goal there for the Jackets.
Also, could have likely been the deciding goal.
Yeah, you get down to crunch time in 6.5 minutes, and we've both seen that increased intensity.
I'd love to see the win probability chart as that ball was coming down off the lead and then off the foot, and then just watch it fluctuate up and down while that ball's going on.
Right in front of the Firebird bench.
Honestly, the way this game turns out, that game turns out 1-1. That's the replay of the game right there. Between that and what, less than a minute ago, where the ball hit the post on the right side.
Yeah.
Those two are about as much of a look at good luck, bad luck as you can have.
Yeah, and it goes one way. It goes one for each team, so.
It's really one bounce, honestly, because if it's one bounce left, it's 2-1 Fairmont. If that ball turns a little bit left the other way, it's 2-1 Sidney.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, as they say.
It's like hitting a 385-foot ball out to the warning track. Oh, you needed 387 to get it over. A lot of contact in the middle, too, by the way.
And it, like I said, getting physical here toward the end. Firebirds working up the right wing. And working in the box. See, looking clear. I don't think we've had any corners in the second half.
No. There were 5 and 4 in the first half.
I'd say a handful of them in the first half, but let's see what Kettering can do on.
Ooh, that's fancy.
What Kettering can do on this set piece with 5 minutes remaining. The offside flag is up.
That is the flip. I love the flip throw. I've not actually seen that in a handful of years now. You get the end of it. That is as acrobatic of a throw as you can get coming from Millie Bishop. Scores goals, and look what else she can do.
So do we, if this ends up in a draw, do we give her player of the game because of the goal and that?
Oh, for sure. I think it has to be. That's a young lady who plays at the University of Findlay, plays basketball. Alyssa Ellerbrock for Audible Glandorf is the last one I've actually seen before this pull that off.
I'll kick that a play. It'll be on Sydney's half of the field here.
Fairmont get a card?
Yep. That would be number 8, Annie Ayers. And Ayers will show her way out of the ball game.
She's the second one of her team.
See Ella Lamb checking the ball game.
Allison Ballman got one 14 minutes ago.
So Fairmont, the unfortunate recipients of those cards of the physical play tonight. 4:13 remaining, knotted up here at 1 in the Grand Lake Health presentation of high school girls soccer here on NKTelco Sports.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't see the play itself because I was writing something down. But I hope that, you know, that's kind of a thing that isn't anything worse that's been called early.
Refs really clamping down the physical play for the Firebirds. Precious time is ticking away. Firebirds squandering their chances here. Also kicked in.
Good crowd here on hand, by the way.
It is for a Monday night soccer game.
They have been vocal, especially since it's non-league.
And ball worked up ahead there. Emma Fife will just kick it out of play.
She got caught in between as far as she traveled out there to realize, oh, I can't pick that up.
Kaya McMillan made a good run on it. And it's going to be worked around here. McMillan right wing, 3 minutes to go.
I don't know, the heckler didn't make a slight mistake there. And clearly looking for an offensive player. I mean, you come in as that midfielder, maybe not completely comfortable. She's only got 1 goal this year. But if she turns, she had a pretty open shot at that from where I sit at.
McMillan trying to work it up ahead, stolen away by the Firebirds. Worked up ahead, the Yellow Jackets will chase it down and look to reset.
That's a miss kick by Atwood.
Taken away, Millie Bishop up ahead. It'll be Kiera Thornton. Let's see if she can make a move. It'll be worked up ahead there. Taken by the Firebirds. It'll be worked around Annabelle Sloan. Working in the corner, trying to force a corner. Goes out of play, throw in Sydney.
It's another great defensive set. Well, which way'd they go?
And they're gonna, the officials pointing Sydney's way there, which is the right call.
That's another great defensive performance there for Sydney, and they've had a couple of individual plays like that as we go under 2 minutes that have saved the way this is going. I'd love to know what Sophia said there.
And they're going to card Rauchi, the third Fairmont player to get a card here. And Rauchi immediately heading to the bench.
So it's the second card in a span of about 2.5 minutes. As she heads to the bench, I heard a couple of people say you can't throw your elbow like that. You gotta look at this replay. Should be right here. And there's the elbow. I'd say that's a pretty good call.
Yeah, ball just goes off Sydney. Minute 47 remaining.
Brewer gets dejected, but it's not exactly her fault. That took an awkward bounce. And with her being that close to the sideline, just like here, off of Atwood's head. Sometimes better lucky than good.
Ball thrown in. Controlled by Thornton as it goes out of play.
Now this is dangerous for Sydney because they've got to be able to get this cleared out of their zone. You cannot have this setup right here for Fairmont.
Working in the box. She's going to have a good look. But it's, fortunately for Sydney, Michaela Hurry.
Jada McMillan on the backside too.
Yeah, credit that Sydney line. They have been holding it here. We're 1 minute away from a potential draw here. Here it comes, Michaela Dillinger looking for her second goal. She works in the box. And right away, Emma Fife.
Ooh!
And there's late contact. No call.
Wow. She's got a linebacker hit on that one. Tell you what, you see Anna Marion Local on Friday night, you might not see a hit just like that one.
Yeah, who knows?
But again, this, with 34 seconds to go, talked about making one mistake and how this could end up changing this game. You have to get this cleared out if you're Sydney. You can't let them continue to get shots.
22 seconds remaining. Here comes the throw in. Fairmont gonna have a desperate chance to try to win it here. Sydney's just gotta try to hold the line and be fortunate for a tie. Long shot, and it's recovered by Michaela Hurry. There, nice shot by Liesl Christians. And the time is going to run out, and we have a draw here at Sydney High School. 1-1 between Kettering, Fairmont, and Sydney here at the Hive. We'll head to commercial break. Wrap up and give you the final stats. And you're watching girls high school soccer here on NKTelco Sports.
At Joint Township District Memorial Hospital, your comfort and care is our #1 priority. Our surgical nerve blocks are a great way to reduce pain and can be used for arm, shoulder, hip, knee, ankle, and foot surgeries. The nerve blocks decrease the stress of surgery on your body, requires less anesthesia and pain medications, and in many cases can offer relief for several days. Visit grandlakehealth.org for details on all of our services.
Plygem Residential Solutions is part of Cornerstone Building Brands, North America's largest manufacturer of exterior building products, and the success of our company is directly related to the contributions of our employees. We are currently looking for machine operators, maintenance technicians, forklift operators, and more to join our growing team at our facility in Sydney, Ohio. Plygem offers competitive pay, a full benefits package, as well as opportunities for bonus pay and long-term advancement. Become a part of our strong foundation.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
At
First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
At CAPT, we use hometown opportunity to make sure that when we have a position open within the facility, it gets put on the website.
We've really been excited to see how that has grown so much over the last several years.
If anyone is looking for a job, it's the best place to go.
We really want to do whatever we can to get folks that are from this community back to this area.
I would recommend any manufacturing company that they take a look at it. It's a very good benefit for companies at no cost.
Back here at Sydney High School here in this Grand Lake Health presentation of NKTelco Sports, where we had a draw between the Kettering Fairmont Firebirds and the Sydney Yellow Jackets, and a big part of that draw ended up being player of the game there, Mike.
Yeah, and there are a couple of ways that you can go with this. I mean, you can make a case, obviously, for the young lady that we picked, or her teammate in Michaela Hurry for Sydney, the goalkeeper, who ends up stopping a handful of shots, which you'll see in the stats in a second. But we picked Michaela Dillinger, and the big reason why I talked about controlling the field for Sydney, playing their lanes, and being able to stop Fairmont's attack. She did a good job of that throughout the course of this contest, changed the midfield into the offensive side, as you see the saves here in our replay set. But she gets the one goal, ends up pulling the game. It's a 1-1 at 21:47 left in the second half, after Millie Bishop scores about 10 minutes earlier. Just played a terrific game, as there you see another one of her shots. It's just a whale of a game, and she's a heck of a player.
Yeah, and you got those final stats for us?
Take a look at these, and again, reason why this is 1-1, look at those numbers. Pretty much the same. This game was played well on both sides, and I know that there aren't that many people, they've all left though, it's okay, who will agree with me about the fans that you want to see this one end in the same, because this is a hard game for someone to lose. I'm okay with a tie, because as hard as all these girls played, 14-13 in the shots, 8-7 shots on goals. Corners are about the same. Miraculously though, there are no corner kicks in the second half. Fouls are about the same. There were, however, 3 cards given out, and those all going against the visitors. There was one play about 7 minutes to go in this ball game where you could have really gone 2-1 either way. We talked about it. There was a ball that hit the post and ricocheted away, and then there was another one on a long lead that rolled away. This is a very good game by these two teams as they continue down their road towards the tournament.
And that'll do it for us here tonight, here at Sydney High School here, as both teams here tie and move on here in their respective conference play. And we'd like to thank tonight our director, Scott Robinson, assisted by Patrick Tuller. On cameras, John Schwederman and Taylor Wisman. For Michael Hearn, I'm Brandon Koverman. And for last time, the final, Kettering Fairmont 1, Sydney 1. Thank you for joining us here on NKTelco Sports Production by Grand Lake Health. And we're signing off here, wishing everyone a good night.
We use hometown